Media icon Ryan Ermanni, University of Michigan great Braylon Edwards, and of course, Maz are about to take over on Woodward Sports. Every day, 2 to 4 p.m., it's the best Detroit sports talk on Detroit's best sports network, Woodward Sports.
Hey, let's go. Monday show, December 16th, 2024. Ermanni and Edwards with Maz, Woodward Sports Network, woodwardsports.com. If you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and hit that like button. Subscribe to Woodward Sports on YouTube. If you're watching on X, Facebook, hello, good afternoon to you. Braylon out today on his way back from New York. Tom Mazaway up on the big desk today. Tom Mazaway, good afternoon to you, my friend. All right, good night, everybody, and welcome. You're
says
okay,
it all.
but it's okay.
Hi, Ryan.
How
Hi,
you
everybody.
doing, Maz?
I've had it. I'm so sad.
It's almost funny at
Listen,
this point.
man. You would think at 62, almost 63 years old, I'd be over this crap, and I'm not. I think I'm getting worse, actually. I just hate what's happening to our team, and we'll get into it, I guess. I'm pissed. I'm just pissed that the football guys do not seem to be shining on us. That's all.
So let me see. I wasn't going to do this, but I'm going to try to find this. This was yesterday. Tom Mazaway. I am so excited. I can't explain to you how excited I am. That's what he texted me before the Lions game.
I believe that.
I hardly watched the 1 o'clock games. I was bored. I was like watching, and I wrote this. It was like watching the Super Bowl pregame show.
Yeah.
I was like, just get to the kickoff, will you? This crap. I don't give a damn about the Cowboys and the Panthers. What's on the other channel? Oh, the Steelers. Not the Steelers. What was the early game? Kansas City and Cleveland. Give me what garbage. Just get me to the main event.
Well, the
And
main event was
it
not
happened.
great.
It didn't work out.
It was not great, guys. Buffalo got off to a 14-0 lead, and really the Lions played catch-up all afternoon after that. And we'll get into this game, but obviously the big story for Detroit are all the injuries. And late breaking this afternoon, just if you're watching this live, about an hour ago, Adam Schefter reporting that the injuries continue to pile up. David Montgomery apparently has torn his MCL. So it appears that David Montgomery will be lost for the year. He is going to get a second opinion, but that is a huge blow to this team.
Send him to Dr. Pierce. Stat.
We
Monty
need all the secret
is
sauce.
out. As you just saw on your screen, Aleem McNeil, ACL, out for the year. Carlton Davis, broken jaw, out for the next 6 weeks. Khalil Dorsey, in an Aiden Hutchinson-type broken leg, out for the year.
Friendly fire again. Friendly fire again. Same teammate running into another teammate. Horrible.
I think if you turn on a lot of national programs today, and I watched a little bit of ESPN, I saw a little bit of Colin today, I saw a little bit of McAfee. Most of these people are leaving the Lions now for dead.
Mm-hmm.
I am not going to do that.
Me neither.
I believe this football team ran into an absolute buzzsaw yesterday in Josh Allen. There is no doubt in my mind he is going to be the MVP of the league. Buffalo may even get home field advantage now in the AFC if, in fact, Patrick Mahomes, it was revealed that he's got a high ankle sprain, most likely will not play this week against Houston. They lose that game, then you never know.
They come back on a Christmas Wednesday to play.
Yeah.
They've got 2 games, and they play Saturday, so Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
5 days.
Yeah.
2 games in 5 days,
games
kind of
in
like a
5
Sunday,
days.
Thursday,
Yeah.
essentially. So, anything can happen with Kansas City. That's how good I believe Josh Allen and Buffalo is. I am not counting this football team out. You may count them out all you want. I will not do that to this team. They have done everything and more that we could ever ask of them. They are 12-2. They are not 10-5. They are not 9-8. They are 12-2. And yes, the injuries are bad. The injury to Aleem McNeil, the injury to Carlton Davis specifically, 2 more defensive starters out for this team, about as ugly as you can get.
The only thing missing is Goff going out. That's the only thing missing.
Stop it.
And
no, I'm just saying.
And to be honest
what
with
else?
you,
what else?
And to be honest with you, Tom, it is my belief, as long as they have him, as long as they have that offense, they will be favored to win every game they play.
Agreed.
That is my belief. The Lions will be favored to win every game they play. The crappy part of all of this, to me, is that there is just no breathing room at all. For instance, Kansas City is 13-1. They clinched the division at 12-1. Mahomes is out. They can afford to drop a game because they've already clinched the division. Buffalo is 2 games behind them.
Yeah.
So they can kind of rest Mahomes as long as they want.
Sure.
The Lions do not have that luxury. They are 1 week away from being the 5 seed and going on the road in the wild card round. That is how delicate this is. This 12-1, now 12-2, feels completely different than what Kansas City is doing and how Kansas City can approach their injuries. The Lions can't get healthy. They can't afford to get healthy.
Now, here's what Dan Campbell has never said. One word, not a single word, in his post-game press conferences. Anytime you talk to the guy, yesterday he could have said, hey, we lost a couple more guys. We lost 3 more guys today. You never ever hear those words come out of his mouth because he don't care. He just looks at the team and the guys he plucks off the waiver wire and goes into the practice squad. He'll go in and get 3 more guys this week, and he'll expect them to up their game and play hard. Now, I'll say this, as bad as this team has been decimated, and it's decimated, they're still one of the best teams in the NFL because they are a true team, and they're led by great men, led by Dan Campbell and his merry band of men. They are all great leaders, and there will be a lot of head coaches coming off his tree. So as sad as I am for all the injuries, and we're not going to be able to see them at peak form, I am not even thinking about throwing in the towel on this season. I'm not. And I truly believe that they will still make it and win the Super Bowl. Here's the take. Whoever you're playing that week, it's going to be a toss-up game. Mm-hmm. It will be a toss-up game. We might be favored by a point to 3, but it won't be favored by more than that going forward. San Francisco game, we might be favored a little bit more. The Minnesota game, that's a 3-point game. And it's going to come down to the final game of the season. And it'll be a Sunday night game. It'll be the Vikings and the Lions because the Vikings are going to win tonight. And they're going to tie the Lions for first, although the Lions beat them already, so they got the tiebreaker. And it's going to come down to it. It's just right there. They will be tied going into the final game of the season. Minnesota coming to Ford Field. If you beat the Vikings, you win the division, and you have home field advantage throughout the playoffs and have a week off to heal. That is what we need. Lions are favored by 7.5 against the Bears. I expect them to pound the Bears this week. Yeah. And then you have San Francisco, and you end up with the Vikings. I'm not giving up. I'm just very pissed, and I'm upset. And we haven't even talked about the damn game yet.
And we will talk about that momentarily, but Lions have 3 games left at Chicago, at San Francisco on Monday night, and then, as Maz mentioned, home against the Vikings to close it out. And that game could be very important. Maybe it will be, maybe it won't when it comes to the division. The Vikings have 4 games left, including tonight. That is a home game against the Chicago Bears. Then they have to go to the West Coast and play Seattle. On the road at Seattle, it's a tough game.
Gino got hurt yesterday.
They play the Packers at home. Green Bay playing pretty darn good football, and then at the Lions. So could you see the Vikings drop a game at Seattle or at home against the Packers? I could absolutely see that. Yep. Then you get a little bit closer, and you look at Philadelphia. I was really hoping that Philadelphia was going to lose yesterday to Pittsburgh just to try. Right. I mean, give a little bit of breathing room. And for the record, just so everybody understands, Detroit owns the tiebreaker over Philadelphia. So if the season ended today, which it does not, Detroit still would be the number 1 seed in the NFC. They would get the first round bye. Philadelphia, not sure if they're going to lose again. Philadelphia plays at Washington.
Yep.
Very tough game.
They'll beat Washington.
They beat Washington once this year. They'll probably do it again. But again, this is the hardest game that the that the Philadelphia Eagles will play. This is it. And then they have 2 home games, home against Dallas, home against the Giants. Those are 2 locks.
Yep.
Those are 2 lock victories. So this game for Philadelphia at the Commanders is everything that you could possibly get your Commanders gear out, order your Washington football team hats and shirts and everything like that, and root for the Eagles.
That's what the playoffs look like right now today.
As it stands
the
right
Vikings
now.
and the Eagles, wow, I would love to see that. The Packers and the Bucks, I would love to see one of them knocked out. And the Rams and the Washington Commanders, good game. We'll see how that goes. In the hunt still, Seattle, the Cardinals, and who's that third team? I can't. Oh, the Falcons.
The Falcons.
They're not going to make it.
No, those teams are quote unquote in the hunt, but I don't believe any of those 3 teams in the hunt will make it. I think those are the teams that will make the playoffs in the NFC. What seed they are, that is yet to be determined.
Go back to that NFC, Pete. I want to go over this with Ryan before we even talk about the game. All right, Ryan, look at this game. Let's take it right now. Mm-hmm. Who you like, Eagles or Vikings?
Eagles.
It'll be in Philly.
Eagles.
Okay. Buccaneers or Pack?
Bucks. I like the Bucks.
And I know you like the Rams.
And I love the Rams.
Okay, so who's the last seed there remaining?
The Rams.
The Rams. You would see the Rams in the playoffs in the divisional game.
You'd see a 48-42 Lions win.
That's what you would see, guys. There you go. That's the way it sits.
Yep.
Come on home,
That's what you would see.
Yep. Now, if Green Bay or Minnesota won one of those games, you'd see
Green Bay
or Minnesota.
Correct.
But again,
you're not. These are real tough games, and whoever plays best that day. I know it sounds stupid, but it's true because the Lions are at half strength. They're at half strength, and still a great team, but still at half strength.
Again, I believe those teams you saw on the screen right there are all the teams that are going to make the playoffs in the NFC. The only thing yet to be determined are the seedings in the NFC. So the Lions have a lot of work to do. It did not look. I think for all of us, it felt a lot better a couple of weeks ago. How many more injuries can this team sustain? And by the way, this is assuming the team will not have another injury for the rest of the season. Right?
I've never, in my life, and I've been watching football since 1970. I was 8 years old. 1970. It's the first time I watched an NFL game. I missed the Jets and beating Baltimore. I don't remember it, at least. I've never seen a team more decimated with injuries in my entire life.
Right.
And who do we have on the Pack? Was it the Packer team that won the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Wayne Larrivee told us.
Yes.
The team that beat the Pittsburgh Steelers for Aaron Rodgers' only championship was decimated by injuries. Even they were not as decimated as this team. I think it's 20 guys now on the IR.
Yeah.
20.
I'm not so worried about Minnesota as I am about Philadelphia because I think this team absolutely needs to play at home, even though both of their losses have come at home. But more important than that, I think this team absolutely needs that week off.
That's the main thing.
That is the main thing.
That's the main thing. I don't have a fear of going to Philly. I really don't. Mm-hmm. I have no fear of going to Philly. Sure, it's going to be a tight game, and Philly will be favored.
Yeah.
As this sits now, Philly will be favored if they're home for the NFC Championship game against the Lions. But the old Lions, I'm talking about from the beginning of the year, would have been favored in that game. And I would have just laughed and said, bring on Philly. We're going to beat their, you know what? But this Lions team, I don't have to tell you guys. I mean, you guys watch football as well. I've never seen anything like this. Really, the football gods have really, they've screwed us.
But before it all happened, by the way, Buffalo jumped out to a 14-0 lead. It was, and then, the Lions were playing catch-up all day. Here's Dan Campbell after the game taking all the blame.
Man, I just feel like we didn't play at the same level that team did today. That's how I feel, and that's why honestly I put this on me, man. I just didn't feel like I had them ready to go. Not like we've been. That team, they were ready to go, and we knew they would be. We knew they'd have a sense of urgency coming off of that tough loss out there on the West Coast, and we just couldn't quite match it. So, they did a good job. And ultimately, it's like I told the team, man, I didn't have those guys ready to go. Not like that. Not when you're playing a team like that. And, that's with me, man. We had a number of guys that, have played a lot better than that just overall. And so that tells me that's me, man. I didn't have these guys completely ready to roll. It doesn't mean I thought the effort was good, man. Guys fought. There was little things in there that bit us, things that, we knew we could not give these guys anything. It's too good of a team, and we gave them some stuff there. So, it's a tough pill to swallow, but at least we know now where we stack up against, one of the AFC's best teams, and it's not good enough. Not today. It's not. I'm serious. It starts with me, man. I have to do a much better job of getting these guys ready to roll and be urgent about, this type of opponent. So, no excuses. It just wasn't good enough. And that was the bottom line. It's frustrated. Everybody's frustrated. Guys are frustrated. But you know what? That's part of life, man. You lose, and it's a bad taste in your mouth, and now what are we going to do about it? Do we want to sit there and feel sorry for ourselves? We're going to bounce back and go to Chicago. So,
well, that's really how most of us, I think that we're feeling right now, right? Yeah. I mean, they're going to bounce back.
Yes.
There's no option.
No.
I don't think this team is going to put their tail between their legs and
No
say,
way.
we can't do it anymore.
Nope.
Oh, we have too many injuries.
No, I'm not going to Chicago. Let's forfeit.
Why even take the flight to Chicago? We shouldn't even go to Chicago.
No. Ain't going to happen.
Oh, San Francisco on a Monday night?
Ooh.
The defending NFC champions?
Oh, wow.
Oh, my gosh. We can't beat them. We've got too many injuries. We've got too many guys out. How are we going to do that? We might as well not even go. Let's just pack up our tent.
Yeah, let's go.
That's going to happen.
Yeah.
No, guys. Come on. They had not lost a football game in 3 calendar months.
Yeah.
What do you want?
Hey, how about they haven't lost back-to-back games in 2.5 years?
Yep.
Yeah. How about that?
That's my favorite stat.
Yes.
I mean, can we give them a little bit of credit here?
Oh, they get all the credit, right?
It sucks.
But it sucks.
It sucks.
It does.
And yes, I think most of us feel not great about the injuries. And I'll tell you what, for as much as we are harping on the defense, what did Dan Campbell say last week when he went forward at the 20-yard line and this, that, and the other thing? He said we have to win with our offense. Mm-hmm. And whether David Montgomery is in or David Montgomery is out, the Lions have to win with their offense. Their offense failed them yesterday.
Yeah. Well,
their offense failed them yesterday from the jump.
500
for one
yards,
quarter,
though.
yeah. For one quarter.
Their offense
500 yards.
Their offense failed them from the jump. They could not run the football.
Yeah.
3 and out. When's the last time the Lions started a game 3 and out?
Yeah.
Okay? I understand 90 points, 58 first downs, 1,000 yards. I get all of it. It's great. But the game changed for me when Amon-Ra couldn't catch, or should I say dropped the fourth down.
Yep.
Dropped that pass, or was it a third down or fourth down? Third down pass. Dropped the third down pass, and then Amon-Ra fumbled the ball.
And he had a great day other than that.
Yeah.
It was after that was the game.
You want to know what the game was to me? And it was when their field goal, Tyler Bass missed that 30-yard field goal. Mm-hmm. Lions get the ball and drive down, and then they had 3 bad plays in a row. And then Jake Bates, I don't know, he just whiffed.
I heard it was a bad hold because nobody got their hands on the kick.
Right, well, he whiffed it. I mean, he whiffed. Yeah. He missed it by 20 yards to the left. So instead of going down there, and their offense wasn't stopping at that point. And then they had 3 bad plays in a row. It was like 3 rush plays, if I remember. That could have tied the game. After all what Buffalo did and given them a 14-0 lead, the Lions could have been 21-21 at the half. Yeah. Instead, they're still down 21-14 going into halftime. To me, that's when the game changed, because what happened? Buffalo got the ball, 4 plays to begin the second half, and they're up 14 points again. That's the game. You Lions whiffed. Buffalo got the ball. They scored 14 points. They lost by 6. That's the game.
They will never see a quarterback, certainly for the remainder of the regular season, but even into the playoffs, even if they end up playing Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl, the Detroit Lions will not see a quarterback as good as Josh Allen. Fight me all you want.
He's peaking. He has
Fight
peaked.
me all you want. Tie me up and tell me that I suck and I know nothing about football. Nobody is playing better football in the NFL right now than Josh Allen. And he has been playing better than Patrick Mahomes all year long. I know Mahomes and the Chiefs are 13-1. They just I'm not going to crap down the throat of a 13-1 back-to-back champion. That's certainly not what I'm doing. But what I'm telling you is Josh Allen is playing better football, is playing the quarterback position better right now than anybody in the league. They ran into him yesterday. They ran into him shorthanded yesterday, and hopefully they don't have to see that man ever again, because I saw that man.
Yeah, I do.
Now listen. I think Josh Allen had a little Apollo Creed in him yesterday. Because this much I will tell you about the Detroit Lions.
Hey, don't quit.
I saw Josh Allen beat that man like I'd never seen no man get beat before, and the man kept coming after you. We don't need that kind of man in our lives, baby.
Nope.
And I'm telling you, that Lions team, they played 60 minutes of football.
Can I say this? They are an unbelievable team. They don't quit. My mother-in-law came over yesterday to watch the game. She's never allowed over again, I told her, by the way. And I was telling her, as they were down 13, I was like, here's what's going to happen, Ma. The Lions are going to come down. They're going to score. They're going to make it a 6-point game. I don't know how much time is going to be left on the clock. Then they're going to go for the onside kick. They're going to get it. And in 3 plays, they're going to score again and win by 1. That's how much faith I had in that depleted team yesterday. And you know what? They almost got that onside kick.
They did.
And who's down at the pile?
Jake Bates.
No other kicker in the league would have done what that SOB did. And we'll talk about all the onside kicks. I'll talk about them, and I'm going to defend him.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
The only problem I had is he didn't do it again in the middle. He should have went onside, 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 because he knew he had to take chances yesterday to win that game. And you heard him yesterday. We met the AFC's best team on that day, because if they meet him again, they will beat him.
And honestly, Maz, we can talk about it right now. So many people will question, and I think they have questioned the onside kick decision. Lions down by 10, 38-28, 12 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. They are kicking off to Buffalo. I love the decision. I hate the rule that you have to announce.
It's the dumbest
that
thing
you
ever.
have to announce the onside kick.
That
because
changes, by the way.
Onside kicks don't happen anymore. This kickoff is a total disaster.
Yep.
I understand it. For that reason alone, people don't get the onside kick anymore because you lose all element of surprise.
Yep. Yeah.
But short of that, I love the decision because I think most people, and correct me if I'm wrong, most people assume if you don't get the onside kick, well, Buffalo's going to get it at the 50. They don't think you're running it back to the 4.
Fair
enough.
Fair
enough.
I've been saying that all day.
Because
It happened against the Cowboys. Remember in Washington?
Yes.
They took it in for a touchdown.
Like, what are the odds of that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, but the odds are against that. And Dan Campbell said, look, in hindsight, I didn't like that call. Only because they took it back to the 4.
Exactly.
And I've argued
That's the
this
only
with
reason.
a million people. And Biggins, you're out there somewhere. You're one of them. And I will say this. If they don't run it back to the 4, they get it at the 50, and they're going to score in 3 plays anyway.
Yeah.
The Lions got it back, and I thought it was like a minute, but it went 3 minutes and 49 seconds. So it was Lion touchdown, onside kick, Buffalo touchdown, and then Lions touchdown. All that in 3 minutes and 49 seconds. So it didn't kill the clock like people thought.
Right.
The one mistake he did make was he didn't call a timeout towards the end of the game when it was counting down to the 2-minute warning.
I agree
That's
with that.
another story.
That is.
Yep.
We can talk about that all you want to.
And the
but again,
NFL, listen, guys, please go back to the old kickoff, and here's the scope. If you kick it in the end zone, the ball comes out to the 40. Okay? That's how you defeat teams not bringing it back.
Yes.
It comes out to the 40.
yes.
Okay? So, and then the onside kick, it's none of your damn business. It's none of your business when I want to do an onside kick. So bring the regular kickoff back, punish the team that kicks it out of the end zone because they get it at the 40-yard line. That's how you win that battle.
Just to the onside kick question again, Maz, I couldn't agree with you more. The only reason that people have a problem with it is because it was returned to the 4-yard
Right.
line.
Yep.
If the Bills got it at the 50, it would make no difference whether you kick it into the end zone and they get it at the 30 or they get it at the 50. Makes no difference at all. They were going to score. The Lions couldn't stop a nosebleed. The Buffalo Bills punted only one time in the game. They scored every other possession outside of the ones at the end of the half. So forgive me if I don't mind that Dan Campbell trying to steal a possession there.
Yep.
I don't mind it at all. And in fact, that kick was as good an onside kick as you will
You're not
find
kidding.
in the entire season of the NFL.
Yeah.
Guess what?
You
They
won't-
practice that.
You won't find a better onside kick than that kick all season long. If you analyzed every kick on an onside kick this year, that was the best kick. Period.
Yeah.
It got the double bounce, the double doink. It went over the front line. It popped high. It just turned out their guy caught it on the run. We missed the tackle, and
to the
down he
races.
went. And the last onside kick was almost as good because they tricked him. And I even brought this up to my mother-in-law. I'm like, they're going to go left here, Grandma. They're going left here because they go right all the time. I'm like, they're going left. And Jake Bates followed his own kick.
Yeah.
They had no idea. Guess what? The Lions are the best team with the onside kick as well.
Look, they're going to have to do some things. The Detroit Lions are. They're going to have to go for it on 4th down. They're going to have to do the onside kick. They got to go for 2. Maybe
They got to play keep away.
Maybe they got to start going for 2 and try to grab an extra,
Yep.
an extra point here and there to where you can keep games within one score or within, a field goal or something like that. Maybe that's the next thing we're going to start seeing them do is go for 2 points.
Yeah, I don't
after
care.
touchdowns.
I don't care.
I don't
Do what the hell you want,
gotta
Dan.
do.
know.
He got this far being aggressive.
Yep.
Do whatever you got to do to maintain.
Now you're playing shorthanded. You're missing your best running back, your
Yeah.
Thunder.
But now we
You
get
got
to see your boy,
lightning still.
Vaki. We get to see him
We
now.
got Vaki and we got, come on, Craig.
Yeah,
come on,
Craig.
Craig. All right, we're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. And now they're missing everybody on defense. Carlton Davis goes out. I'm like, oh, hope it's just a concussion.
Yeah.
No, broken jaw.
6
All
weeks
right, let's
on
bring
him.
Khalil Dorsey in. 3 plays later, out for the season.
You know who you're going to see on this team before long?
and Dominican Sue? Who?
Jerry Jacobs.
Jerry Jacobs.
He sent
Come
out
on
a tweet.
down.
He sent out a tweet. He said
Did he?
you got to be ready for your
Oh,
opportunity.
my
I'm
God.
ready. I'm ready.
Oh, my God.
Got to do what you got to do.
Any
man.
other guys?
We're running it back with the 2023 Lions.
Yeah, right.
Hey, where's what's his name? Our first-round pick. In the Matt Patricia, first-round pick. Ohio
Oh,
State.
Jeff Okuda.
Oh, Jeff Okuda.
Come on,
no,
Okuda.
no,
Bring
good
him
on
back.
him. We
Come
keep
on,
him at
Okuda.
home.
Bring him in. We ain't
Yeah.
that bad. We ain't
Right,
that
we ain't
desperate.
that bad.
Guys, we'll take a break. When we come back, Jared Goff, you'll hear from him. Also, Dan Campbell talking about Goff's performance and the statistic about Goff that will make you want to throw up.
And we're opening the phone lines for you guys today.
We
you
are?
want to bitch and moan? They're open.
Please don't swear, man.
313-552-6322. Pete will put it up on the chat. give us a call. Talk to Kenny. He'll tell you, hey, we got a phone call, and we're coming to you.
Hey,
Here's your chance,
we have a
guys.
caller.
All right, let's go. Long
Okay.
time. First time, long time.
Just for Maz. We're doing this just for Maz. 313-552-6322. But first, a message from Planet Fitness.
All right, Pete. Go ahead, Ken.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Planet Fitness.
I'll just flex.
Where your fitness
There you go.
is essential. No matter where you are, there's a Planet Fitness close by. There are more than 50 in Metro Detroit and thousands, maybe even millions throughout the world, man. At Planet Fitness, you will experience a squeaky clean gym that has tons of equipment, friendly, knowledgeable staff, and a totally judgment-free atmosphere. Did you know all Planet Fitness memberships include fitness training at no extra cost? You want all the perks? Upgrade to the Black Card. You already know $20 a month gets you whatever you want. It is Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential. And if you want to drink your sorrows away, we got the perfect tequila for that. It's 1800 Tequila, the official tequila of Woodward Sports Lions watch parties and post-game show. Join 1800 Tequila and Woodward Sports every single Lions game live at Hayes Social in Shelby Township and celebrate all those smooth wins, and in this case, a heartbreaking loss with Smooth 1800 Tequila, proud sponsor of your and our Detroit Lions. 1800 Tequila is the best taste in tequila, and please, y'all, while you're drinking your sorrows, drink responsibly.
Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward and Maine, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and woodwardsports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah!
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go!
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
Get energized for the holidays during the 12 Days of Fitness at Planet Fitness. Now through December 20th, join for $1 down, $15 a month. And recharge this holiday season and beyond in the clean and spacious judgment-free zone, filled with equipment for every workout. Stay motivated with free fitness training and lots more. Celebrate the 12 Days of Fitness at Planet Fitness. Join for $1 down, $15 a month. Hurry! Offer ends December 20th.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today. A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Hey, let me tell you about Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. That's right. Walk in, sit back, relax. Let one of Lady Jane's talented stylists make you look and feel great. And you can get a $20 haircut special, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave from one of our talented stylists. Take advantage of that $20 haircut special today. Just scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome. Welcome back, Woodward Sports Network. Ryan Ermanni, Tom Masway. Braylon out today, was in New York over the weekend. He'll be back tomorrow. KG Pete Spivak with us as well. Pleasure now to be joined by one of the great Lions of all time.
Big Long.
He is one of the voices of the Detroit Lions. Lomas Brown. Lomas, how are you?
Hey, Lo.
I'm great, guys. How y'all doing, man?
You can't be that great. Come on now.
I mean, hey, look, man. What, 12-2?
Yeah.
Come on now. Thank you,
Lomas. I'm glad you are taking that line, because one of the things that I'm trying to do today is to get people of the city of Detroit to just relax, calm down a little bit. I know these injuries suck. They suck bad. I feel so bad for these players that work so hard and now in winning time won't be able to play. But this is a good football team with everything still in front of them. How do you feel about just where the injuries have put the Lions in terms of their goals this season?
I mean, it's awful. It really is. It's devastating. It's awful. And like you say, you just feel bad for the guys that help get the team to the point to where we are now and can't participate. Because, and you know, the craziest thing, Ryan, to me is that these have been some devastating injuries. It ain't 2 weeks, 4 weeks, come back, a sprain here and there. When we get injured, we get injured. And it's been season-ending injuries, man. This has been unbelievable to see. Yeah, man, it's just I've never seen anything like this as long as I've really been around the NFL. And it's a shame because it's not yet, but you can see little things that can derail the season because of injuries.
Talking to Lomas Brown here, and look, I think the Lions have had something like 29 different starters on defense. That is an awful lot to take, but at the same time, it just goes to show you what this coaching staff has done with this team and what Brad Holmes has done in acquiring talent that fits. So what is the job of Aaron Glenn right now to try to get these guys ready to play Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears?
So the thing about it, why I feel so bad for Aaron Glenn, it's kind of like we got to take chances now, Ryan. We have to. And what I mean by that is I think we're going to have to start doing a little bit more blitzing. We're going to have to do more line stunts, which we were doing early in the season, but I noticed we hadn't been doing it lately. And the reason why is because our guys aren't healthy. You don't have the regular guys in there to be able to run line stunts because that's coordinated. So it's a lot of coordination going into running stunts and sending our linebackers and doing different things like that. Once you start doing that, then as we know, the good quarterbacks, they wait for you to send a blitz because they always have blitz beaters that they use. So Aaron Glenn's in a bad position right now of how do I generate consistent pressure on these quarterbacks that we're getting ready to face without jeopardizing other areas of our defense or weakening other areas of our defense. And that's tough to balance right now.
Lomas, you were sitting in the booth yesterday with Dan, and you were watching the game as we were. What was your take on the start of the game and then chasing points after that? And I thought the game turned at the end of the half when Buffalo missed that chip shot. Lions get the ball, drive down. They miss a field goal. Matter of fact, the 3 plays prior to that field goal were really haphazard. They were not very good. I don't know what was wrong with them at that point. They missed the field goal, and then Buffalo gets the ball back at the beginning of the half, and they go down in 4 plays, and they're up 14 again. If the Lions tied them going into halftime, I think it's a different game. I think they would have sucked the life out of Buffalo, actually.
So the crazy thing about that is both teams are like first and second when they get in red zones going for it on fourth down. But apparently when Buffalo got down there, they kicked the field goal and missed. When we got down there, we kicked the field goal and missed. So again, both coaches kind of went away from their identity of who they are. They really did. But I thought we were lethargic. I thought it was almost like we were playing in sand the other day at the start of the game. And I contributed a lot of that to the schedule that we had where we played a lot of games, 4 games in 18 games, 18 days. So, again, football is the one sport, it'll wear down your body. You'll feel it if you don't get the proper rest or, in between games. And I just think it kind of finally caught up to us because we started that game so slow. And we just didn't have any spirit early in the game. And Buffalo, they did what they needed to do. They said they wanted to play with a sense of urgency. They jumped on us early, and we were trailing.
They came in off a loss, and I was asking Braylon and Ryan during the week, I'm like, I think that's a bad thing. They come in off that loss, and they had a chance to really impose their will on the Lions here. They're not going to lose 2 games in a row. The Lions haven't lost 2 games in a row in 2.5 years. So
October of 22.
So they play the Bears coming up this week. Do you think this team right now that they lost David Montgomery, which is really that's a killer, can this team, honestly, in your opinion, can they still run the table?
These are the toughest games. I wasn't as worried about Buffalo as I am about Chicago and Minnesota. I'm not really worried about San Francisco. I just think even just the revenge or just the thought of last year losing to those guys in the NFC Championship game will motivate them through that game to beat San Francisco. I'm worried about a tough game coming up with Chicago that may be able to go either way. And I'm definitely worried about that Minnesota game to finish the season out. Those are my 2 worries right now. Buffalo didn't worry as much as these up-and-coming games, divisional games, worried me. Even though we didn't get that victory, it was an AFC game. Came in with a team, like you say, with the coach and the quarterback kept saying they needed to play with a sense of urgency, and they did that.
Hey, Lomas, how much pressure is now on the offense, if it wasn't already? Just feels like, Dan Campbell said, I think it was last week, that, look, we have to win on offense. And they score 42 points and lose yesterday. With the defense and all their injuries, does the offense just squarely put everything on their shoulders?
So I think what he means by that, Ryan, is more so how the offense operates and executes, more so than it having to be all on their shoulders. Because think about it, they put up 47 points and lost. They've been putting up points, but it's how they put the points up. Don't forget those 40-some points they put up. A lot of them were in the second half of the game. So what they have to be able to do is come out in the first half, the second series of the game, and kind of control it. Almost kind of like what Buffalo did to us. Come out, take the opening drive, and score. We didn't do that like that. So again, then that starts creating separation between you and if you're playing a good team, they're going to put up points against your depleted defense. So now you get farther and farther behind like we did, falling 14 behind. Now you have to start abandoning some of the things that you wanted to do in that game. You have to go and look at doing some other things. So it just kind of changes everything up. So I think the best thing and what I think coach is trying to tell them is that the offense has to start fast. It has to be a fast start. They have to, whenever they get the ball, the first series, they have to execute and they have to come away with 7 points. I think that's what he's getting at more than anything else by saying that the offense has to take control and carry the load.
Big Lomas, KG, always great to rap with you, brother.
Yes, sir.
And I got to ask you, because we sit here another week, and for yet another week, there is criticism around Dan Campbell's calls during the game. Of course, the big one being the onside kick in this one, which I felt he was mostly trying to protect his defense, and he was trying to steal a possession back. But when you look at everything that played out in that game, of course, Dan Campbell came out afterwards and said that, he didn't necessarily like the call. What do you make of Dan Campbell's calls late in games in recent weeks?
So what I said, and I wasn't on with you guys, but last week I declared after the last game, I said from now on, my commentary when I call games for the Lions, it's 4 downs. It could be 4th and 15, and we going for it. That's the way I'm commenting on the radio from now on. So it doesn't matter. Onside kick. Even though he has to declare, we shouldn't be surprised when the referee gets on the horn and says that the Lions have declared to start this quarter off with an onside kick. Or, like I say, it's 4th and 15 and we go for it. Or it's deep in our territory and we go for it. It's in his DNA. It's just the way he is. And what I like to point out to everybody, don't forget now, when we were 3 and 13, he was doing the same thing. So he's been the same person. He hadn't changed. He's been the same person from day one. That's just how Dan is going to be. The only thing to me is my only advice, and I will leave it at this, read the room. Sometimes you just have to read the room, so I'll just leave it at that.
And Lom, I got to ask you about Jared Goff, because even in the defeat, he went out there, put up 5 touchdowns, almost 500 yards passing. He had pressure in his face the whole night, and he still was able to go out there and put a performance like that, although the first quarter, was pretty unforgiving for the offense. Just give me your thoughts on Jared Goff, and how do you feel about him getting ready to go into this playoff stretch?
So I've already said your top 3 candidates should be Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Jared Goff in that order right there. And I think, oh boy, he sealed it yesterday. I ain't gonna even lie to you. I was impressed, man. I've been around football a long time. That big fella, man, Josh Allen, he impressed me yesterday. He really did. He's gonna get the MVP. But that's what I say. Jared, man, has played at an MVP level all year long. And if you didn't have a guy like Josh Allen out here like he is, the way he is, I think it's a tight race between him and Lamar. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Who would win the MVP? But you just happen to have a unicorn and Josh Allen that's up and putting up the numbers he's putting up. But Jared, I'm telling you, man, Jared has been phenomenal all season long and has played at an MVP level all season long and definitely deserves some first place votes for that award.
Hey, Lomas, my buddy, I've been texting with a buddy all morning today, and one of the things that he said is...
Oh, Jerry? You got Jerry?
No, my buddy Pat. Shout out to Pat.
All right, Pat.
And he says, you know what? Run and shoot. Bring it back. Let's go.
Where's Mouse Davis?
But I'm telling you, Ryan, the reason why we stopped running that run and shoot is because we were scoring so fast that the defense didn't get the chance to get on the sideline and rest. So, you'll compound the problem right now with the way our defense looks because we don't have the personnel. So, you're right. We'll put up points. But, man, your defense look, it used to be some games the defense would play more plays than we would play on offense because of the run and shoot, because it was quick strike. But, again, your defense, and especially the situation our defense is in right now with no personnel, I don't think they can afford to take on the burden like, man, being able to having to go out on the field as frequently as they would.
Talking about burdens, let me ask you this about Jahmyr Gibbs. Do you give Gibbs more of a role offensively, or do you bring in a Craig Reynolds and essentially
Sione Vaki,
Craig Reynolds, let those two backs kind of handle what Montgomery had? I know you're probably going to play Gibbs more, but what will that do to Gibbs within a game? I feel like these running backs were so in tune and so fresh all game long because they did spare each other and they did get to rest on the sidelines. What is the thought process there, Lomas, where you play Gibbs the whole game, or do you try to get a Vaki and a Craig Reynolds to kind of eat up those Montgomery carries?
Hey, come on now. You talking to a guy that blocked for Barry Sanders. That was it. It wasn't no other backs. Y'all remember that, right? Mm-hmm. It was Barry or nothing. Barry didn't really come off the field. Barry's on the field every series. Emmitt Smith was the same way. Eric Dickerson. You just go back through the history of this game when we had featured backs. The new thing is the tandem backs now that we see. The old school way was the featured back. And believe me, from the way Jahmyr has run this year, he could be a featured back. Jahmyr can run between the tackles. He's proven that he's hard to bring down, that he runs through tackles, that he runs hard, that he could stick his head down and get that hard 2 yards, 3 yards if you need it. And, of course, we know what he could do out on the edges and when he get the ball in his hand. So, to me, he can become an ultimate weapon for you because he's dual. He could do it on the ground for you and he could do it in the air. Of course, you're gonna let those guys, Craig Reynolds and those other guys, have smaller roles in that, like you say, to spare him. But to me, if I'm Jahmyr Gibbs, I'm looking at this as opportunity. That's how I'm looking at it because, as we know, running backs, they have to get their money early in their careers because of how everybody looks at a running back. So to me, he has to look at this as an opportunity.
I wanted to ask you, Lo, about our old friend Rob Parker, a good friend of mine, good friend of a lot of people in town. And he comes out and he says Dan Campbell's a bad coach. And he wrote it yesterday. Hey, I hope you guys run my story again. I was one of the first guys to write him back. And I'm like, Rob, come on, man. I love you, but you're out of your freaking mind. I mean, we got 20 guys on the IR. We lost to a good team yesterday, but it's okay. We'll be back. And he writes me back, Maz, you're fooling yourself. Come on, man. His whole thing. What do you think about that comment and other people maybe following and saying Dan Campbell don't know what he's doing?
Man, I'm telling you again, like I said a little earlier, this was the same coach we had when we were 3-13. Nothing hadn't changed with Dan. I mean, again, the only thing I would say is, like I say, because of the room has gotten a little bit more important that you're standing in, like I say, I would read the room a little bit more, meaning now you're going to NFC championship games and you're one of the favorites to get to a Super Bowl. So of course we know the stakes are higher. But this is who we've had. This is who we had. And the only way that's going to be proven to Rob, Maz, is we're going to have to win the whole thing. That's the only way you're going to be able to stop Rob from saying that, because I was on the show with him and he's been beating that drum that he doesn't think Dan is a good coach. But again, these guys would run through a wall for Dan Campbell. That man has this city believing, he has this state believing in him, and he's going to get it done. But I think it takes for him to get it done for some people to really buy in.
Last one from me, Lo. Put your thinking cap on. If it ends now and the playoffs started today, the Lions would have the number 1 seed. And if all the other teams hold serve, the Lions will be playing the LA Rams or the Green Bay Packers in the divisional round. I just want to ask you, who do you think is the toughest out for the Lions going forward into the Super Bowl?
If you saying if we were in the playoffs?
Yes. We are.
It would easily be Green Bay. I don't want to face any more divisional foes.
Yeah.
I just don't. I got nightmares. You remember I was here when Brett Favre threw it to Sterling Sharp. I was here. I was on the field.
I was sitting in the nosebleeds. I was sitting in the nosebleeds that night.
Thank you. I was
at the 50
on the sideline. Man, that was ugly, man. That ball seemed like it hung up in the air forever. And I'm like, my goodness, man. I was there for that, man. Yes, man. So I don't like
after you beat him the week prior.
Exactly. Yes. And don't forget now. We went with Barry. We went up there to frigid Green Bay, and he had -1 yard, 3 yards rushing. I don't know what that was. That was coming off just playing those guys. So I don't want to play those guys. I don't want to see divisional foes in the playoffs. If it comes down to those two, bring on Matthew Stafford all day, every day.
Hey, Lo, last one, and we can't thank you enough for jumping on with us and spending this time with us. How important is getting that home field advantage throughout the playoffs? I mean, just to have the week off alone.
Yeah, we got to have it. I just think that's just has to be our path to get to New Orleans this year. It's got to come through Detroit. Like you say, we get the week off so we can try to get some guys healed, man, that may have a chance to come back. Again, you could get your mind away from football for a little bit and just kind of refresh your thing. Of course, you get to sleep in your own bed and stay right here and come to your own stadium. Your routine stays the same. Nothing has to change about your routine. So it's so many advantages to us having home field advantage. And, of course, the biggest advantage is that crowd. That crowd, we know what we bring each and every week to Ford Field. Our crowd is the best crowd, hands down, in the NFL. So all those advantages right there, it has to come this way. It has to.
The great Lomas Brown, always putting it in perspective with us. Lions lose to the Bills, but they're 12-2. Still, right? 12-2. Thanks, Lomas. We appreciate you. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, my friend. We'll talk to you again down the road.
Merry Christmas. Y'all take care, man.
All right, buddy. You got it. Who's better than Lomas Brown?
Nobody.
Nobody's better than Lomas Brown. Nobody. Tremendous in that booth with Dan Miller.
We're blessed to have such great people covering our team. So we got Dan Miller, Lomas, TJ on that. It's fantastic.
No doubt.
We'll bounce back, man.
Absolutely. Guys, if you're watching on YouTube, we thank you. If you're watching on X, we have started showing the live stream on X as well as Facebook. Some great participation
Thank you, guys.
On that X page, too. My goodness. Over 1,250 people live right now. Over 1,000 people live on YouTube. We believe Woodward Sports Network is the digital platform in the city of Detroit and really covering local sports around the country. Woodward Sports is the place to be, ladies and gentlemen.
Amen.
Thanks so much. We are going to have Dr. Jeff Pierce join us
on his way
this hour. He will be in studio in about 20 or 30 minutes. We'll talk to him about all of these injuries. In the meantime, we'll go around the NFL. And again, if you feel up for a call, we will take your call today. 313-552-6322. 313-552. Huh?
No, I was telling Pete to pin it in the chat so the people can see it.
6322. Feel free to do that. We'll go around the NFL. Plenty of injuries to talk about when it comes to the league. We'll talk Minnesota and Chicago tonight as well.
I'm looking forward to that game.
It is going to be a good game. All that and so much more. But first, a message from KDK Law, dealing with divorce, child custody, family law issues. Kevin and Catherine at KDK Law in Birmingham will have your back. 10+ years of experience, 24/7 availability. Scan the QR code on your screen or call 248-971-0476. 248-971-0476. Say Woodward Sports sent you, and KDK will pay your filing fee. KDK Law, they've got your back.
So does Mark White, guys. Dreaming of a new home but feeling a financial pinch? Mark White and Associates, your trusted real estate experts, are here to help. Mark White and his team will pay up to $5,000 of your closing costs.
No.
That's right, $5,000 right off the top. Call Mark White and Associates today, 248-290-8242. Hit him up online as well. It's markwhitesells.com. One more time on that number, Mark White and Associates. 248-290-8242 to make your dreams come true.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
Get energized for the holidays during the 12 Days of Fitness at Planet Fitness. Now through December 20th, join for $1 down, $15 a month. And recharge this holiday season and beyond in the clean and spacious judgment-free zone, filled with equipment for every workout. Stay motivated with free fitness training and lots more. Celebrate the 12 Days of Fitness at Planet Fitness. Join for $1 down, $15 a month. Hurry! Offer ends December 20th.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today. Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts, Woodward Sports.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm there, though. Hey, guys, it's time for Soroki's. That's right. Soroki's Crispy Chicken and Pizza has a limited time offer continuing throughout this football season, which is going to go all the way to February the 9th. Soroki's debuting their fresh signature flavored wings this football season. Grab your friends, order a New York-style pizza. It's outstanding. It's Maz approved. I promise. The fresh wings for the games this weekend as well. Try one of their 7 different flavors. Don't forget, it's Sorokis.com. Check them out. Sorokis.com.
And let me tell you about Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC. Are you overdue for a new car? Beat the holiday rush and get an amazing deal from Les Stanford Chevrolet. Right now, a Blazer EV 2LT with all-wheel drive is only $149 per month. That's $149 per month. I shouldn't use my lingo on that. $149 per month.
What lingo? Missed it.
Or check out the Equinox EV LT for only $169 per month. Get to Les Stanford today or click on the QR code on the screen. Check out our massive inventory. Don't forget, Les Stanford has Chevrolet, Cadillac, Buick, GMC, as well as Corvette. Les Stanford in Dearborn and in Ferndale. LesStanford.com, LesStanford.com. Together, let's drive. And let's drive on into hour number 2 of the program. Dr. Jeff Pierce stopping by in about 20, 30 minutes or so.
Sooner than that.
Sooner than that. He'll be here. We'll talk about some Lions injuries, including the news of the day. David Montgomery out with an apparent torn MCL.
It's not apparent anymore. It's official.
Yeah.
He will have surgery. Dan Campbell just announced it in his
3
press
o'clock.
conference.
Okay. Yep.
So we've lost Knuckles.
Yep.
It's up to Sonic now and his merry band of men. And I believe in them, and I believe in this team. Hell, if you got to put Shane Zylstra back there to act like David Montgomery, go right ahead and do it.
Ugly, ugly, ugly. All right, so we are going to go around the NFL now. Busy day around the league.
Yes, sir. I'm going to tell you about our pick'em first of all. None of us really had a great week. Ryan had a 4-3 week. So did Braylon. The rest of us were terrible. And the leader, Kenny, what happened to you? 1-6?
Hey, it took me 15 weeks to go 1-6, so it is what it is.
I went 3-4, and Pete went 2-5. We're all just
And you still ain't caught me. It's crazy.
Well, yeah, I'm 4 back still. It's
Yeah,
okay.
You ain't
It is-
catching me, so don't worry
That's
about it.
fine, buddy.
Just
Rest on your laurels.
Yeah, just write it off.
Rest on your laurels.
Oh, never that.
As for the rest of the games yesterday, just a quick overview. Cowboys, I knew they were going to win. You know why? Because Carolina was favored. Carolina should never be favored over anybody. Cowboys beat them 30-14.
Yeah.
30-14. Bryce Young did not have a great day. Chiefs, you heard, they won. They throttled Cleveland 21-7. Your man Jameis was pulled in that game. He did not have a good game.
Not a great day for Jameis.
The Texans, they beat the Dolphins, basically eliminating them 20-12. They talked to Tua after the game. They're like, what are your plans now going forward? He's like, I guess we could book our trip to Cancun. The Jets.
Can I talk about that game for a minute?
I was just going to skip around. Go ahead.
I was really surprised that Miami laid an egg yesterday.
That was one of my winners.
Yeah, I
Texans.
don't. I was really surprised by that. Houston is the worst 9-5 football team.
It feel like that,
in the
don't
league.
it? I swear it feel like that.
It's awful.
They're the worst 9-5 football team in the league. They will get bounced in the first round of the playoffs. They're not doing anything
probably
this
right.
year.
Yeah.
Hey, you're probably
not doing
right.
anything this year.
I agree with you.
Okay, very good.
The Jets finally showed up. How about Devontae Adams and Aaron
Career
Rodgers?
day, yeah.
Finally, they win a game. And, of course, they hurt their drafting position by winning that game.
Right.
32-25 over Jacksonville. Washington and New Orleans was the game. It was 20-0. Back comes the Saints.
Did you see this?
The clock stopped for some reason
Right.
What?
for about 30 seconds
Yeah,
at the end of
Spartan
this
Bob.
game.
Paused for a good 5 seconds.
Wow.
back.
Really?
Not 30.
It was a home cooking clock.
It paused for a good 5 seconds. They were going to run out of time.
Yep.
That's crazy.
The
Spartan
Superdome
Bob.
clock works like Big Bob, Spartan Bob.
I will
That's
tell
Spartan
you,
Stadium.
listen, if I
Yes. Here
Was
comes
a-
when big gambling comes in.
was a bettor and you have Washington minus whatever Washington was,
6 or so.
Yeah.
and you lost because of a nefarious
yeah.
clock,
Yeah. It's bad. It
you
looks
can't
bad.
do that.
It looks really bad. Really
You
bad.
cannot do that.
Gotta reimburse
That looks
people.
like a fixed game.
Yeah.
That looks like a fixed game. New Orleans then goes for 2 in the win, which I appreciate. Darren Rizzi, the new head coach, is like, the hell with it. We should have lost this
gave us a
game.
gift.
Yeah, it was a gift. They lost. Washington wins. But wow, that game looked
That's wow.
really fishy.
It is stuff like that that makes you think that this stuff is fixed.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know any other way to look at it. If you saw the video, and we cannot show you the video because of NFL restrictions.
Right.
Remember last week? Was it last week when the Lions ran out of time kicking the field goal? They didn't call the timeout or whatever, and they ran out of time at the end of that. Was that Thanksgiving?
I
It was
think
that was the
Thanksgiving.
Bears.
It was the Bears.
Yeah,
Thanksgiving.
Bears.
That's what should have happened to the New Orleans Saints.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have been able to get another playoff.
And
And
get
the
the
clock
touchdown.
stops for about 5 seconds.
They
pauses.
stopped the clock,
They did
Jim.
stop
The
the
clock
that's
stopped.
wild.
And
Never
Smart
seen
Bob.
that.
they,
like
they are able to get a final playoff in which they score a touchdown. It is crazy, man. Unbelievable.
the books win again.
Unbelievable.
Ravens played
Cheaters win
the
again.
Giants. The Giants showed nothing. Tommy DeVito, I almost called him Danny DeVito, played like Danny DeVito. He got concussed.
Mr.
In comes the
Cutlass.
great Tim Boyle. Tim Boyle threw about 80 yards worth of passes. Ravens, 5 touchdowns for Lamar Jackson. It was like a practice
have
game.
to.
35-14.
How is Tim Boyle still in the National Football
I
League?
don't
He's
know,
in the- he's
Ryan.
in the
I
league.
do not know.
He's a good.
I
he's a good practice guy to have. That's what they use him for. They use him. That's what the Lions had him for all those years.
There's
He was
not a better practice guy?
Who was our practice guy this year? We cut him at the end.
Oh, Jake Fromm?
No,
we cut him for Hooker.
Oh,
Jake
Sudfeld.
before
Sudfeld. Sudfeld?
Nate
Sudfeld.
Sudfeld.
Sudfeld and Tim Boyle are separated at
Crazy.
birth.
It's insane.
The Bengals, 37-27 over the Titans. Joe Burrow does it again, and he was F-bombing his head coach at the end of that game.
Did you see that? 10 turnovers in that game, the most turnovers in a football game since 2007.
Did you see him and Zach Taylor?
Turnovers.
He was telling Zach Taylor, he mouthed the words, "Send me to Seattle."
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he mouthed those words.
He mouthed those words.
Wow.
He said,
Get
"This
me
is
out of here."
embarrassing.
I did not see
He's
that.
having an MVP year.
Yeah.
You think Josh Allen's having an MVP year?
Let me see if I
Joe
can find
Burrow is having an MVP year.
Oh,
That
my
tells me he's
gosh.
going to get fired at the end of
I
the
did
year.
Isn't
not
that
see
something?
that.
Yeah, Zach
You can't
Taylor-
say that. You
his-
got that, Pete?
His days
I
are
don't know if
numbered,
I
by
can
the
play-
way.
I don't know if I can play it.
Okay, well, we'll see if we can.
Cardinals beat the Patriots 30-17 in that one. Broncos
Hold
beat the
on, hold
Colts.
on, hold on.
You got something else now?
I got this NFC West division.
Yeah.
Rams sit atop the NFC West. They are tied with Seattle, but they own the tiebreaker over Seattle.
Yeah.
The San Francisco 49ers 6-8, Arizona Cardinals 7-7, and then you've got Seattle and the Rams 8-6. I still think this is the Rams division to lose.
It is.
But the Arizona Cardinals are that
Nah.
They fraudulent.
They don't
too.
have it.
Yeah.
they got
They
the
don't have it.
Panthers, the Rams, and the 49ers.
They don't have it. I don't think they have
2
it.
out of 3 winnable
I'm not a
games,
Kyler Murray guy.
Kyler Murray. Who do the
guys.
Rams have left? Can I just check the
Yeah, go
Rams
ahead.
right quick?
Absolutely.
What are we doing?
Rams, Jets,
that's a
Cardinals,
dub.
Seahawks.
Jets are going to give him a hard time.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
Look at the Jets' offense yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jacksonville's a pretty good defense.
Yeah.
They went up and down.
They did
Now
that to the Jaguars, man.
Devontae and Aaron Rodgers got a little something going.
They
at the
did
end
that
of
to
the
the
year.
Jaguars. Let's keep it in perspective.
Very good.
Hey, I think I can get
All
around
right,
the
here's
copyright. I think I can get around the
right,
copyright.
let me
Hang
see
on,
that.
I'm gonna keep this on the screen. Let's go.
Yep,
Here you go.
yep.
All right, let's go.
We'll run the music over it too.
Nope. Yep.
Now, if you could read him, he's F-bombing him.
F that.
Blah, 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 blah. Send me to Seattle.
I didn't see that.
Yeah. Well, he was. Yeah. He basically ended up saying it.
I'm just telling you.
Zach
He
Taylor
said
Okay, I
getting
believe
fired.
you.
Okay, someone.
I didn't see it
Someone
in
told
the-
me he said
Right.
that.
It wasn't in that clip. I tried. Yep.
Maria told me. Maria Adamo, our new intern.
Maria,
Shout out.
we love Maria.
Shout
Shout
out.
out to intern Maria
Okay,
Adamo. We got it.
Here's another dumb play, guys, coming up in the Colts game.
Oh, love it.
Broncos 31-13 over the Colts. Colts were winning this game. They were going to go up. They were going to score 20 and go up like almost, I think, 10 points at the time. Jonathan Taylor drops the ball before he gets in the end zone.
Why does that still happen?
Do you believe these guys?
I don't.
Why does that still happen?
He dropped the ball. Bo
hold-
Nix wound up winning that game, although he threw a bunch of interceptions.
Yeah.
Denver ran a gaff back by Anthony Richardson. Anthony Richardson he's not looking good, guys.
Yeah.
He's looking really overmatched.
I think Denver gonna be a problem in another year or two.
Where is this? I saw
Denver
this.
is a problem.
Yeah.
And they're in salary cap hell, and they're still winning.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh man, this guy posted his betting ticket online.
Yeah.
It was $10 to win $4,800.
Yes, yeah.
What did he have?
He had everything, and a Jonathan Taylor touchdown.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That
Of course.
Jonathan Taylor should pay that $4,800.
He should be.
He should.
He won't, but
No, he won't. It was like $10 to win $4,800.
At least give him the $10 back.
Everything hit.
at the least.
Everything hit. And Jonathan Taylor touchdown
What a
cost
gaff.
him.
What a gaff.
One of the worst beats.
Listen,
That's the
in
worst.
history.
I'm so happy.
beat, dude.
I'm so happy I don't gamble.
Yeah, Vegas
Same,
wins
man.
yet again.
I am so freaking
Here it is
happy.
right here. I see it right here. $9.75.
That's probably his
Wow.
last 9.75
Yep.
in his account.
That sounds like one of my bets right
what
there.
happened.
That sounds like one of my bets.
So the parlay, the $9.75 to pay $4,800.
Oh, that's
$7.02.
What were his
he was
bets?
done.
Does it have
It
it?
doesn't have it. Just
Okay.
has the top, like AJ Brown first anytime touchdown scorer,
Yeah.
like all this.
Whatever.
Oh, here it is. AJ Brown, Jonathan
Touchdown.
Taylor,
Touchdown. No, non-touchdown.
2-pick SGP. I don't know what 2-pick SGP is.
2 picks, same game parlay. That's what that is.
Oh yeah, I don't know what any of those
Yeah, whatever.
means, but he hit all of them except this touchdown.
Horrible.
Dude, it's
Isn't
horrible.
that horrible?
It's so horrible.
How do you even live with yourself?
That's a bad beat.
How do you even live with yourself after that? A 10-team parlay it
God
was.
bless him, man. His
God.
last $9.75.
Oh, my God.
Because you know when there's cents involved, he's emptying his account.
Why is camera on me? Get it off me.
Oh, Bob. Tampa Bay, 4 touchdowns by Baker. How about Baker? Can he win comeback player of the year again?
I still believe Tampa Bay is a team nobody wants to play.
40-17. They beat the Chargers. The Chargers don't give up 40 points. They beat them.
This is as
In LA.
This is as difficult an NFC as you will find top to bottom. Any one of these NFC teams could win the NFC. Detroit, would you be surprised? No.
No.
Philadelphia, would you be surprised?
No.
The Rams, would you be surprised if they ran the table? Green Bay,
Maybe.
Would you?
No, Green Bay, no.
Minnesota?
Rams, yes. Minnesota, no.
Tampa Bay,
No.
Washington.
No.
Okay, so Washington's really the only team.
There's only 3 teams that can run the table. And that's the Lions, the Packers, and the Eagles.
I don't believe that. I think it's just about every team except Washington.
Well, I give Baker. I love Baker. 40-17. Mike Evans, 2 touchdowns. He's 170 yards away from another 1,000-yard season, and he missed a bunch of games. The guy's amazing.
What a shame. What a shame.
And the Eagles throttled the Steelers 27-13. They took the last Pittsburgh, punted the ball, going in to try to make this a close game with about 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. They punted it instead of going on 4th down. They never saw the ball again.
Did you see the video of Nick Sirianni trying to go talk to Jalen Carter? And there
was a fight.
And the defensive line coach would not allow Sirianni to get close to Jalen Carter.
That is crazy.
I never heard of such a thing.
I never. There is,
and they still win.
There is so much dysfunction among the Philadelphia Eagles coaching staff.
Leaky boat.
Never seen anything like it.
On top of the fact they made a concerted effort to get A.J. Brown the ball in this one, just to try to prove
and
that
then,
there
of course,
was nothing wrong.
Jalen Hurts goes on. Is that what you wanted to see?
Right.
Is that what you wanted to see? We'll see.
It actually is what I wanted to see, to be quite frank with you.
And Green Bay, they mopped the field with Seattle. They really did. 30-14 last night. And Geno Smith was hurt, went out of the game. Sam Howell came in. He looked horrible. But I'll tell you, man, Josh Jacobs is a machine this year. He came to play some football. The Packers are nobody's fool. Top 4 team in the NFL.
Nice. All right, guys, we're going to take a break. When we come back, Dr. Jeff Pierce, Michigan Sports and Spine, has been kind enough to come on in and talk about these Lions injuries. We'll start when we come back with David Montgomery. MCL tear, needs surgery. What does that mean for him? You just signed Lee McNeil to a 4-year, $97 million deal. What does an ACL tear mean to him? Carlton Davis, broken jaw. They say 6 weeks. What does that mean? We'll talk about that. All that and so much more. But first, a message from us here at WSN.
And check out the Lions, Woodward, and Maine show every 8 to 9 a.m. on game day Sundays here live at Woodward Sports with the great Matthew Broder and the even greater Terry Reginald Foster. Again, Woodward and Maine, 8 to 9 every Lions game day every Sunday. And then following Woodward and Maine is the Lions pregame show brought to you by the New Holland Brewing Company, starring the great Neil Rule and the even greater Sean Belegian. Again, brought to you by New Holland Brewing Company, Sabbath Coffee Roasters, Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, and 1800 Tequila. And speaking of Sabbath Coffee, you can fuel your Lions fan with the perfect cup and become a subscriber of Sabbath Coffee Roasters. Whether you're gearing up for a big game or savoring a quiet morning, Sabbath Coffee Roasters has you covered with fresh, locally roasted specialty coffee delivered right to your door. Head to www.sabbathcoffeeroasters.com, choose your favorite roast, use the code word Woodward, and you'll get 25% off your first subscription order. Awaken and unwind, support local, and enjoy game day right with Sabbath Coffee Roasters. We'll be right back.
It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit sports.
Get energized for the holidays during the 12 Days of Fitness at Planet Fitness. Now through December 20th, join for $1 down, $15 a month. And recharge this holiday season and beyond in the clean and spacious judgment-free zone, filled with equipment for every workout. Stay motivated with free fitness training and lots more. Celebrate the 12 Days of Fitness at Planet Fitness. Join for $1 down, $15 a month. Hurry! Offer ends December 20th.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Oh, yeah, everybody. It's that time. Scan that QR code above my head and get your brand new Caesars Sportsbook account. If you do scan that QR code above my head and open up that brand new account, use the code word Woodward 1000, deposit at least $20, make a bet of $20 or more, and if that bet happens to lose, you'll get your first bet back as a bonus bet up to $1,000, but only if you scan that QR code above my head and open up your brand new Caesars Sportsbook account, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. And then you take your winnings over to shop.woodwardsports.com and load up on some of the greatest Detroit sports merch around, guaranteed to turn those heads around town. You're going to have to wear that Lions gear all the way through the end of the Super Bowl parade, so get some fresh gear there at shop.woodwardsports.com, followed by the Tigers in spring, and don't forget the Pistons and Red Wings as well. All brand new gear waiting for you at shop.woodwardsports.com.
Hey, welcome back. It is a pleasure to be joined now by our WSN injury insider, Dr. Jeff Pierce, kind enough to come in at last notice, at a moment's notice, from the Michigan Sports and Spine Center. Great graphic, too.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, great graphic
Love
on the
that
back
field
wall.
turf.
Yeah, I love that field turf.
Switch the grass.
there.
Dr. Pierce, thanks for coming in. You were at the game yesterday, and, you know, David Montgomery came back to play in the game.
Right.
After
Not
he
much,
left the
though.
game. Not much,
Yeah.
but nonetheless, he did come back into play. It's been revealed today he's got a torn MCL, and he will require surgery. That's a tough one. Between him and McNeil, those are two tough ones. Lee McNeil torn ACL. Just a tough pill to swallow.
Yeah. I mean, it's, you know, we said it last year how we did so well because of the lack of injuries and everybody was good. And this year it's like the polar opposite. But they keep coming through. I mean, I don't know where you want to go right now. I mean, the MCL, Montgomery, I mean,
I want to go wherever you want to go first.
I mean, Montgomery's one of, you know, obviously the most concerning of it all. You know, is an MCL like an ACL? And that's kind of what I think the viewers would want to hear about. You know, the MCL is the medial collateral that creates the stability, that side-to-side movement. And can that be braced? Can you get by without one? You're more likely to get by with a repaired MCL quicker than you are than an ACL. ACL just has more responsibility to the knee. I think we do have it. So right there, you're starting to see on the video, that's the ACL. So that's the one that's internal. And here we are, we're pulling back out. The one on the inside of the knee, which is the closest to Maz, is the MCL. So that's a much thicker ligament, which is harder to tear, but it's easier to repair because there's a lot more anatomy around it. So, I mean, just to back up a second, here's the anatomy as we're pulling it off. You have the knee, the patella, and then you have the ligaments on both sides of the knee, the inside and the outside. Which one is the medial collateral, the other is the lateral collateral, and then the ACL and PCL in the middle. So not to confuse everybody, right now you're seeing the anatomy of the ACL, which is more McNeil, where we were tearing, where that's the one that we used to think was a kiss of death.
He knew it right away, too.
Yeah.
When he got hurt, you saw him. He was so upset.
He was pounding the
ground. He knew he was done.
Yeah, so it's just that.
How do you know at that moment that it's your ACL?
He knew. I don't know if he knew it was his ACL. He knew it was bad.
Yeah.
Okay, they start with bad, then they worry. They know ACL, which is the most common thing that they know, and he's probably figuring it out that blank that I tore that. But basically, just to get back to Montgomery, it's the MCL, which is the inside of your knee. If we can show it's a ball. It's it's a joint that kind of comes into each other, and it's on the inside of the knee. So typically, we can see recovery quicker. The thing is, we're running out of time until the Super Bowl. If he has repair, he can have a quick repair, and then some of that secret sauce on there to speed it up. But he's such a lateral, pivotal player.
Yep.
It's just so key. And like you said, the actual injury when it happened didn't look like much. It looked like a normal tackle. Kept playing on, which could have made it worse. And these guys are tough. And they're putting 110% out there. And what's going to happen? He's going to repair it this week, and we'll play it week to week. Is he out for the season?
That's what they say.
That's what they're saying.
Dan Campbell said it today at 3 o'clock at his presser. He's like, it looks like they were going to get a second or third opinion, but he said it looks like Monty's going to need surgery to repair this, and that would put him out for the year.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to put my 2 cents in because, I mean,
I said they should have at least checked you out for some sauce first before they decided to go on surgery.
The thing is, you can play with a brace with that. There are other options where the ACL, you don't have much of an option. With an MCL, there's some options, and the thing is, they're so powerful and strong, depending on how much swelling was around it. There's other factors that go into it. I trust the team, the physicians, and if they're saying, he needs surgery right away to repair it. In the old days, they would let's get through the season and we'll deal with it. Let's brace it. Let's do everything we can. Today's a bigger business, a long-term thinking, and it's not like the ACL where you're down, you're done, because you cannot create any stability. With an MCL, you can create alternative stability with that injury. So that's the most I want to say.
Dr. Pierce, let me ask you about both of these players. Look, they're out for the year. What is their prognosis moving forward? I mean, McNeil with the ACL just signed a 4-year, $97 million deal. Montgomery signed, I believe it was a 3-year extension.
Yep. They're not going anywhere.
They're not going anywhere. But in terms of their peak performance, peak athletic performance, where do we believe their ability goes? Is it taken down a notch, or are these surgeries so routine these days that there should be really no concern?
Again, you're talking about athletes that are committed. They do have contracts in front of them. I don't know if they have to show, if they have to play. I mean, there's all that, other factors that may motivate. As far as the purity of their sport, I've always said these guys will come back when committed even stronger, as strong or stronger, because they're going to work even harder on their mechanics, on their strength recovery, on everything. Especially if we do say they're both down now and we're worried about the beginning of next season, there's plenty of time. It's the magic 6 months we have enough time to get them to peak performance. Can Montgomery lose a step? He may lose a step, just like when we talk to Braylon when he's here after his ACL. I learned the game differently, right? That's my interpretation. I'm fixed. I'm there. I need to play differently. Look at JMO. I mean, he's got a torn ACL. Anybody talking about that injury? Is he hesitant on that knee? Is his first step slower? No, I think the guy committed and became a better, mature athlete on the field. I won't say what he's doing off the field. But for both of these guys, Montgomery for sure, McNeil I think has the same standard, same montage or the Kobe method. I want to come back. I want to do it bigger and better. So my prediction is, I mean, McNeil's out for the season. He's coming back just as stronger, just like JMO. He needs to get that feeling, that proprioception. I can come on the field and do it. He's not as like he needs those short bursts and that strength. He'll create strength from the other parts of his body to compensate. Montgomery is there also.
You've been around for a while, just like me. You've been around teams a lot more than I. Have you ever seen a professional team hit with as many injuries as this team?
I've been asked that over the weeks, and now I think I officially say the Lions have beat everyone else out. I mean, you guys know sports and history better than me, but from a medical standpoint, which we follow more, no, this takes it. I think they've broke the record. Is there a record? I mean, do we even know the stats?
They got to have it.
I mean, we got to have it.
They got to have it. I heard the Green Bay Packers, when they won their Super Bowl against Pittsburgh, Aaron Rodgers' only championship, a lot of their guys were out as well. Maybe they had 12 or 13 guys on the list, but not 20.
I think we broke 20 now, didn't we? Yeah. Or McNeil's a double. Do we count him twice because it's two different injuries?
I don't know. We're going to get Anzalone back in 2 weeks. How is he going to be coming back with the forearm?
He should be fine. I mean, we predict he's fine, but I've heard he's struggling a little bit. Some internal news that he's struggling a little bit with the recovery.
Now, what would cause that?
I don't know if it's a mental recovery. I think there's that mental toughness because the bones heal. I mean, we'll do bone stimulators and the secret sauce and all that stuff, but like my guy who coached Little League football, he's like, we usually just cast them, wrap that cast, and they're back out playing. What's going on here?
Right.
So I think
that's what I originally thought was going to happen. I even wrote you when it happened. I'm like, right. Can we cast him and can he play in 2 weeks?
I think we got to the point we don't really need him. Let him heal properly. Does the Buffalo game switch our attitude? I think we came up against a really good team. We didn't play our best, and I think, like you said, can we run the rest of the games? I think we can, with our 80% team getting ready for playoffs. But McNeil with an ACL, I'm sorry to say that that's just not going to happen. Montgomery, I wouldn't count him out just yet because there's other things, there's other options, there's holistic, there's non-surgical. I don't know exactly. I could see the amount of tear because first it was a sprain to a partial tear, and now we're reporting it's a complete tear. Complete tear is a different story.
Carlton Davis fractured
his jaw.
Broke his jaw.
I'm not even sure how that happens.
To be honest with you,
and I'll tell you this,
it might have been a forearm.
It might have been a forearm, but these players don't wear their freaking mouth guards anymore either.
No, they don't.
Would that have helped?
Would that have helped?
Depends on what happened. I mean, ideally, if you're wearing a helmet, it's protecting your jaw. So it had to come up from underneath. And if you were at the game or watching the TV, those piles, I saw a lot of UFC forearm smashes to the face and to the helmet. A lot of stuff going on, which I didn't really see in other games like that. There was a lot of hits after the fact. So if we could pull, I didn't see the actual injury. We can see it. That's something else.
I think it was a helmet to helmet. Like that's what I originally thought it was.
Yeah, the mouth guard's there to protect the jaw and your teeth mostly. So it will, but it's not like if you have the right hit, it wouldn't have made a difference if he had his mouth guard or not. With a fracture, it was a pretty significant hit to right forces and vectors that we talk about.
Talking to Dr. Jeff Pierce, Michigan Sports and Spine, our WSN injury insider. What do you make of all these ligament injuries? And they seem to happen at home a lot.
Yeah, I mean, you can talk about turf, you can talk about strength and conditioning. I mean, we could have a whole show on that, so I don't know how deep you want to get into that. Everything's playing a factor. I still want to go back to the purity of the game. If these guys are going 110%, they're creating a higher level of collision. They're throwing their bodies into things. Where are they creating a higher risk? I think they're creating a higher risk.
Sure.
McNeil, I don't think they did anything. Montgomery got tackled. He wasn't trying to, fly around, spin around, jump over anybody at that moment, even though he's been doing it this season. But at the time of that injury, it was a normal football play. So I don't know. I don't know if it's just bad luck, bad karma. I cannot. I mean, I'm the first one to go point to one thing that's causing all this, and can't find it.
Khalil Dorsey, who replaced Carlton Davis, it was friendly fire, and I don't remember the Lion player that swung around. Remember how Aiden broke his leg? Someone's leg snapped around and got him. Same thing happened on this guy, except lower, and it was his ankle, and he knew right away. And Dan Campbell, the minute I saw Dan Campbell out there inside of the first 10 seconds, I knew it was curtains for Khalil Dorsey, and that sucks. I don't think the broadcast yesterday that CBS had was any good. They hardly showed the injuries. They weren't talking about it. Romo was too busy foaming at the mouth over Josh Allen, and Hello Friends didn't have his best game. But I don't know, man. It's hard. Aiden Hutchinson is healing, as you've been following him.
I was going to ask you about him.
He's healing up.
What are you hearing about Hutchinson? And
Hutchins, like we've said, I mean, he's ahead of schedule. He's doing everything right to the T. He's focused. He wants to get back. In the back of his head, is he thinking, I want to be in the Super Bowl? Yeah, I'm sure it is. But again, to push the anatomy, I keep using this silly analogy, even though you want your pregnancy to end before 9 months, it still takes 9 months to do it properly.
Right.
So it's the same kind of thing. We got to have that time frame. Is he ahead? Yeah, is he ahead? Is he doing everything right? Yes. It's everybody. It's like we got 5 players returned yesterday, 1 went back. I mean, we're slowly getting the 18 guys slowly back, but we can't keep adding to it.
No, that's a problem, and you hope you can cut it off here, because if I told you that, yes, of course, Hutchinson and McNeil and Davenport are out, bad, yes, but you're still rolling out there with who's the guy from Cleveland?
Do you know he only played 44% of the snaps yesterday?
Zadarius Smith.
I don't know what happened.
DJ Reader, Levi Onwuzurike, and Josh Pascal. Still very, very decent. Did
you see that Pascal hit on Josh Allen?
Yeah, I did.
Holy crap.
I did. You were in the building yesterday. Final thing, what'd you make of the onside kick with 12 minutes to go?
I needed the rest of the day to go over that. I mean, I'm medical. I don't. Someone said there's a point between aggressive and reckless.
Yeah.
I don't see how that's not defined as reckless. What were you thinking? I don't get it.
We were talking earlier. I think it's fine if they don't return it to the 4.
No, I don't think it's fine at all.
Do you understand that they had to take chances, Doc? Doc, they weren't stopping.
Was that live?
Yeah. Listen, you're a doctor. They weren't stopping a nosebleed. Okay?
Right. We said we weren't stopping.
They would have scored anyway. You understand? If they got the ball at the 30, the 50, or our 30, they would have scored anyway, because they didn't force a punt all second half. So you take chances and you try to shorten the game and steal something away from Josh Allen and keep him on the bench. I don't have a problem with it.
So basically, you never thought you would get the onside kick. You just wanted to take less time for them to score.
No, I thought we could get it. They wouldn't have done it. Listen, they wouldn't have done it had they not been practicing it. And Ryan made a point. That was an amazing kick. It did what it's supposed to do.
Yeah, it bounced right into his hands.
It jumped over the first level of guys. Our guy was right there, ready to grab it. but the bill was there as well. He was a higher point. I just watched it again. And you know what? You don't know how close it was for us getting it.
We allow the fourth down things
All right,
because
I'm done.
statistically,
I'm done with you.
Because statistically, the fourth down, we're getting percentages. What's the stats on onside
10%.
kicks? Not even 10%.
It's lower than that. Yeah.
I think it's 1.2%.
I think it's only been 2 recovered all year.
No, it's 1 by the Bears.
Oh,
by the Bears,
gosh,
No,
incredible.
not 1.
Yeah, by the Bears. Yeah, that's the only
It's
one
like
this year.
minimal.
Might be only 1.
12
Well, you got to
minutes.
announce it. You lose the element of surprise.
Next year, that changes.
Absolutely.
That changes.
What, the onside?
Yeah, it goes back to the old way. You cannot
The
do it this
kickoff,
way.
yeah,
This way
it's
is a
weird.
complete. It's a joke.
Well, it is a
Announcing?
joke, but it's part of the game.
No, it's not part of the game. It's the first time they're trying it this year. Oh, we're going to do an onside kick. Oh, Joe Blow has got to come in. And you remember the whole thing against the Cowboys last year with Dan Skipper. By the way, Skip, great touchdown.
Unbelievable.
By you. I hope you threw up
Unbelievable.
yesterday perfectly as well. The NFL has to go back to the old kick again. Just paralyze
they're
the team.
reducing injuries, which the Lions have not proven to reduce injuries. But no, I'm sorry. We have to second guess it. I mean, even if it went well, if we got it, why didn't he do it the next time?
He should have.
Just kept doing it until we.
Yes.
Just keep doubling down until we win.
Yep.
I've heard that in a movie or two.
All right. At that point, you weren't stopping anybody, anything.
Yeah.
Why do we have such a lack of defense?
Because we don't have anyone left. Our best defensive player went out in week 5 or whatever the hell game that was against the Cowboys.
But we've still been holding people back. Anyhow,
Anyways.
it just showed no confidence in your defense.
Well,
No doubt.
Nor should he have any. Yesterday. You lost two corners and a linebacker.
Did we lose the game or did the Bills beat us?
Both.
The Bills outplayed us, most likely. Okay. And still, you lost by 6.
And they had 2 safeties out that was such a big deal. You know, we want to talk about their injury report.
But listen, David Montgomery went out early. So that changed the whole game plan.
Yeah, Montgomery being out
because Buffalo was terrible against the run, yet we couldn't use our game plan. Once Monty went out, it was all blown up. The game plan was thrown out of the garbage.
Yeah. Well, Laporta, whatever. Okay.
Either way, Dr. Pierce, we got to run. I got to get one more break in. We'll see you on Thursday. Hopefully, we'll get more information on these surgeries as we learn more. Thanks so much, big guy.
Thanks,
you got it. The great Dr. Jeff
Sorry,
Pierce,
I yelled at you.
Michigan Sports and Spine.
I can take it.
But first, a message. We'll talk about the Vikings game tonight coming up next. But first, a message from us here at WSN.
And listen, it's the New Holland Brewing Company watch party with the heavyweights and the New Holland Brewing Company post-game show with Stick and Anson. And all of this is brought to you by Tangerine Space Machine, Taller, your local lawn drink, 1800 Tequila, Siroki's, and Sabbath Coffee. And listen, y'all know the watch party, the WSN personalities always in the building live at Hayes Social in Shelby Township. Come on through, man. Watch the game with us. You know, we'll put you on the show and give you a say. And then it's, of course, the post-game show with Stick and Anson, where they give you their takes on the game, unfiltered, unadulterated. They might even fight. You never even know. You never know when you tuning in with the post-game show. But make sure you are tuning in on Detroit's #1 sports network. That is Woodward Sports. And speaking of New Holland, we got Taller, the Dutch long drink from New Holland Brewing Company, and its shoulders above the rest, made with all natural ingredients. New Holland small batch gin, 100% grapefruit for a fresh, delicious flavor. You can get this at Meyer, Total Wine, damn near anywhere drinks are sold. It is Taller, your local long drink.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
Get energized for the holidays during the 12 Days of Fitness at Planet Fitness. Now through December 20th, join for $1 down, $15 a month. And recharge this holiday season and beyond in the clean and spacious judgment-free zone, filled with equipment for every workout. Stay motivated with free fitness training and lots more. Celebrate the 12 Days of Fitness at Planet Fitness. Join for $1 down, $15 a month. Hurry, offer ends December 20th.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Lions home game. That's the second best bar in downtown Detroit, located at 42 Watson Street for the ultimate fan experience. We're going to be there the next show for the Lions pregame show. Home game is going to be January 5th. That's right, when we host Minnesota. That's the next time we will be at second best bar, 42 Watson Street. You can enjoy some smooth Tullamore Dew Irish whiskey while catching the Woodward Sports pregame show only at the second best bar. Come get some.
And the Salvation Army Red Kettle Campaign, guys, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Christmas campaign fundraising goal is $7 million. Your contributions will help provide love beyond Christmas to those in need of food, shelter, and compassion. Please scan the QR code above, or you can go to donate.sagreatlakes.org. The Salvation Army Red Kettle Campaign.
Before we get into the Vikings and Bears tonight, actually it's a Monday night doubleheader. I have to mention, Tom Asway says, my kids are going to the game tonight. I looked at him like he was crazy and said, naturally, what game? And he said the Pistons
and
game.
Heat.
And I can't think of a year, well, maybe last year, that I have been as disinterested in anything the Pistons and the Red Wings are doing collectively. Usually I'm interested in one, but not the other.
Hey, Red Wings host the Flyers on Wednesday.
Couldn't care less.
Yeah, I know.
Couldn't care less.
What's up with the Pistons? What's their record nowadays?
10-16.
They're 10-16?
Yep. I mean,
Okay. That's not bad.
I liked them early on in the season, and I'm just really going through a lull with them.
No, I'm going through the motions, but here's the thing. With like I said on All Sports, what do you think I did after the game yesterday?
Watched the movie.
I didn't even watch anything.
No.
I walked around like a zombie.
Sick to your stomach.
I was gassed. My wife made dinner. It was late dinner because we watched the game. We had football food all day.
We ate at halftime.
I hardly ate anything all day. And then dinner, I'm like, she's like, well, this dinner? Yeah. I'm like, no. I had to take the garbage out, and we had to do our basement floor. So you got all the extra rugs and crap to pull out and I'm like,
you should have called me.
I'm like, I'm not going to put it out for the guys tomorrow. It's going to rain. All that rugs and all the crap that's out there. I didn't want it to get wet, so the garbage bin had to throw it in. It gets like 1,000 pounds.
You're a thoughtful guy.
So I just took a few out, left the rest in the garage. By that time, I think the dog and I walked. We had to move the cars 3 different times. Who's leaving early? Who's doing? Ask me how many minutes I watched of the Seattle game. And I love the Packers
0.
and Seattle. Maybe 3 minutes I watched.
I turned it on late. I turned it on late. Now we watched Yellowstone last night.
Yeah,
it was the series finale of Yellowstone.
How'd you watch it?
It's on Paramount.
So you have Paramount.
Yes.
What do you pay for Paramount?
I have no idea.
Yeah, okay.
I got a disgusting cable bill.
I wasn't going to pay for Paramount, so I got the last 2 episodes to catch up on still. So don't tell me what happened.
I won't tell you what happened.
Okay, don't tell me what happened. I'll catch up eventually. We got a phone call, Kenny?
We do.
Oh, we have a caller.
Who's calling in?
It's my guy Freddie Felt 313.
Oh, Freddie
man.
Felt.
Freddie
That's
Felt,
one of my
Freddie
guys.
Felt. What's up, bro?
Freddie?
You
Let me tell you.
Edwards.
Oh, you never mind. Go ahead. Hey, Freddie, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, what up, though?
You.
Hey, first time, long time, Ermanni Dice Clay. I love your work.
Yes. Thanks,
homie.
What's up, Frederick?
Hey, man. How's it going, buddy?
I'm good,
hey,
man. How you feel? How you feeling?
I just told KG someone's got to call. Someone's got to talk some sense into the city of Detroit. There's just a lot to process with everything. One part of me gets so annoyed with the fan base kind of being seemingly, for lack of a better phrase, soft, where the sky is falling when we haven't lost a game in like 3 months. And, you get annoyed by certain people in the fan base. And then you kind of start to realize, like, we love this team. And we've gone a lifetime plus of just suffering and just sticking around and hoping something better comes. And, we dealt with the NFC Championship blunder last year when we were so close, and we vowed, Super Bowl or bust, which it still is. The goal doesn't change, but part of me is annoyed with the fan base, but then a part of me understands. I'm from Pontiac, Michigan. I grew up 2 miles from the Silverdome. Went to plenty of games and watched Barry do his thing. I love this team. I would never quit on this team. And I think there's going to be a lot of people in the fan base when we do cross the finish line, come that February, that fateful February, if it's this year or it's next, the window is wide open. There's going to be some people that need to be put in check. You got to stand by this team. The team has to overcome these injuries, but we as fans have to overcome them too. We have to overcome our fandom being tested. And these guys need us now more than ever. Stranger things have happened in sports. The cliche is Philly went in with their backup. We've heard that a million times. We've seen Tigers went on this magical run. It ended short, sadly, in Cleveland. They're going to have to will it. Sometimes a will has to be bigger than the skill. Shout out to Muhammad Ali, right?
Hey,
we have to will this somehow.
Freddie, I'm with you, man. Really appreciate the call. Really appreciate the kind words. Call back anytime.
Thanks for the support always.
Appreciate your support. Absolutely. And I'm with you. I do
One
think
pride.
One pride, baby. And I do think that's really what we're dealing with here. I mean, I am not counting out this team. I would never count out this team. And just play it one game at a time. 1 week at a time.
Yep.
This is the NFL. Anything can happen.
Just win by a point.
That's what they've got to do. And they go on the road to play the Bears this week.
And San Francisco, back-to-back road games.
But again, worry about San Francisco next week.
Yeah, absolutely.
Beat the Bears this week. That's really all you have to do.
That's it. I'm just concentrating on this Bear game. And guess what? Bears play tonight against the Vikings. Vikings are favored in this game, 7.5. If there was ever a chance that Lion fans are going to root for the Bears, tonight will be the game. But I don't think it's going to happen. Vikings indoors. And the second game, Falcons at the Raiders, that magic number, 5.5. Raiders getting 5.5. I would not be shocked to see the Raiders win that game because the Falcons are in a free fall, lost 4 in a row, and Kirk Cousins hasn't thrown a touchdown in 3 weeks.
Not only that, but I'll tell you, the Raiders.
They're terrible.
I know the players aren't trying to lose, but now you're messing around. Don't be messing around with the worst record in the league. I mean, the Raiders want to lose this game because right now the Giants have,
they have the
number 1
tiebreaker.
pick. They do have the tiebreaker. You can't be winning any games if you're the Raiders.
You mean like the Jets?
Yeah, right. I mean, the Jets screwed themselves.
They tumbled down to like number 8.
That's a big deal.
It's a huge, huge drop.
Huge deal.
It's a huge
drop.
drop.
You go from like 3 or 4 to 8.
So doubleheader, Chicago, Minnesota, 8 o'clock. That's on ABC tonight. That's Joe and Troy, 8:30. They go out to Vegas for that one. That's on ESPN. So that's how you watch the games tonight.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, one more injury I wanted to talk about in the NFL. How about Nick Chubb, man?
Oh, my
Yeah,
God.
Oh, my God.
This poor guy.
It's tough. He
Broke
need
his
to hang him
foot.
up. He need to hang him up.
He might be done.
Yeah.
I think
he
he is
might
done.
be done.
I think he is done.
How can you say he's done after what he's come back from?
His
But
legs
because
are
how many more times
compromised.
can you
That's
do
why.
it?
Dude.
How many more times can you do, especially at that position?
Yeah. He's getting up there. He ain't getting no
Especially
younger.
at that position.
Yeah.
He ain't getting no younger.
You know, that's and you know the official word is the high ankle sprain from Kansas City.
From Mahomes.
For Mahomes, week to week.
He doesn't need to play.
No, he
Hasn't
doesn't.
he suffered that?
Yeah.
Didn't he suffer that 2 years ago? Same
did.
one? Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got his ankle's not great.
It's not great, right?
It's not
Both
great.
his
And
legs are
you know what? They
compromised.
had him in late in that game, and that's when he got hurt.
Right.
Yeah.
There was really no reason. A lot of people are saying Andy Reid takes a fall for that one. Not takes a fall, but gets blamed
Takes the
for
blame.
that injury.
We do have two more callers. If you want to just take
Yeah,
one and
give me
in
give me
interest
one
of time.
give me one more. Give me one more.
All right,
Well,
we will take Harry, who is a Michigan native living in Wyoming. Harry, you are on Ermanni and Edwards with Maz.
Hey, Harry.
Hey, how's it going? I've got some great news.
Let's hear
We're
it.
12-2. We're 12-2. Our offense is healthy. We win 3 in a row. We are guaranteed the #1 seed. Get a week off. Play 2 games in Detroit, and we're in the Super Bowl. It's pretty.
I
wouldn't
couldn't agree with you more.
Wouldn't you want that?
Of course we want it.
Yes, and you know, there's people out there like Dominic Sue, and there's people. I like to bring that up. If they ever brought him on, I see the opposition say he doesn't fit our culture. Our culture, I believe, is to make the Super Bowl and then win it. Since he left the Lions, he made it to the Super Bowl 3 times, winning 1. And the guy's a beast in the weight room. Whether he can contribute a lot or not, I'm not sure, but his attitude could.
I'll tell you this much, and
what do you
Dominican Sue, Harry, and thanks so much for the call.
Thanks, Harry.
He was at the game yesterday on the field, and Dominican
wow.
Sue was in Detroit yesterday.
I wish he had played last year at least, because you can't bring a guy back after a 2.
Right.
He's not coming back, but
Yeah.
it's a pipe dream. But who knows, man? Crazier things have happened.
We got.
Yep, we got Kevin is the last caller. Kevin, you on Ermanni and Edwards
What's
with
up,
Maz.
Kevin?
You got the last word, Kev.
Hey, how's it going? Lions fan from Southern California.
Oh,
Guys,
man.
real
SoCal,
quick,
baby. Let's go,
Yeah.
SoCal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just want to say, you know, I watched a lot of Pac-12 football. Yeah, it sucks that Knuckles is out, but you're going to be in awe of Sione Vaki. This guy's just as capable of doing the job. It's going to be all right. The McNeil injury is a little tougher, but like you guys said, one game at a time. But Vaki's the next guy up, and this guy's going to be like, he's going to do his thing. Trust me.
I hope so, man. We love Sione Vaki. Matter of fact, he's Anson's call. He called him as we were drafting him. He's like, anyone that drafts Sione Vaki is going to be a happy customer. And he'll be joining us on Wednesday as always. But that kid has got it. But you know what? They're not David Montgomery. Any of these guys that are going to come back. And we got Craig Reynolds. Come on, Craig. Craig Reynolds, Netflix, man. We still got him. You remember he did some special things for us in the last few years. You just can't get rid of a guy like Craig Reynolds. There's going to be guys that are going to step up on this team, and they're going to go out and do some shopping today and tomorrow, pick up 3 more guys from the practice squads. You might see some familiar names back here, right?
Let me ask you: do we still have
he's
on
still
the
on.
air,
Kevin?
So, Kevin, you're listening from you're watching from Southern California. We just had a Detroit fan from Wyoming. This is what makes this platform so great, man. We connect everybody all around the country. Lions fans all over the place. Yeah. Kevin, just give me a sense. How often do you listen? How did you catch us? How did you see us? How are you watching right now?
Well, I commute to work, so I take the Metrolink, and I always listen on the way to work and then on the way back home. So that's how I caught you guys, and
great.
Just looking for stuff like that, you know. And I like what you guys bring to the table. The whole group there at Woodward Sports, good group.
Awesome, man. Thanks so much.
How many Lion fans are out there with you, Kev, that you hang with?
To be honest with you, a lot of people are really. I'm around a lot of Packers fans, but it's all good. It's all love. It's fine.
Right.
But we're all football fans. That's what matters, and we all hate San Francisco, so that's all that matters.
There you go, man. Thanks for the call.
Now,
Kev.
wait a minute? Will you go to the Lions game when they play the 49ers in a couple of weeks?
Nah, it's New Year's Eve, and the wife doesn't like football, so we're just gonna stick it at home.
Yeah, the
Great
wife
stuff.
do it every time.
I forgot it was on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, I did too. Thanks so much, man. Really
Thanks,
appreciate your support out there in Southern California. Tell a friend about Woodward Sports. Broadcasting on X now. They're
killing it on X.
At Randall Smalls, J.J. Watt. That's all he says. J.J. Watt, Randall Smalls, $2 super chat.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah, I just don't believe J.J. Watt is coming out of retirement.
No.
I just don't believe
he was here yesterday, right?
He was. I think, you know what? You only retire when you have nothing left to give or somebody doesn't want you. Right. It's either one or the other. Somebody doesn't want you or you have nothing more to give. Right. I do believe somebody would want J.J. Watt. The Lions would be great. However, I just don't think he's got anything left to give. You're not going to like the names you hear that are going to be brought in to Detroit this week. They're going to be practice squad guys off of other rosters.
You might see Jerry Jacobs again.
I have no idea what you're going to see. But probably it's going to be practice squad guys that you will elevate to the 53-man roster here in Detroit. That's the only way.
All you can do.
That is the only way you can improve this team at this point.
Yeah, nobody's coming to save the Lions, unfortunately.
Nobody right now.
Remember yesterday, Braylon was sending us videos from New York. He was at a bar, and he called it almost a Lions bar. It looked like he was in Detroit, guys. That's how many Lion fans were in this bar cheering for our Honolulu blue and silver with black accents.
It was quite remarkable. I had no idea there was such a thing going on in New York like that.
That's a New York bar.
Absolutely. Yep. So, Maz, who do you like tonight? Give me a prediction in the Vikings and the
Bears.
The Bears.
7. I think Vikings cover that number tonight. They're home. They're hungry. They see the light at the end of the tunnel. The Lions lost. They're like, let's go tie them and see what we can do on the last weekend of football. That'll be a Sunday night game if it is a tie going into that series. And I think Atlanta is going to go down again. I want to pick Atlanta. I like Kirk Cousins, but it looks like he's out of gas, guys. I like the Raiders in that 5.5 number. I like them straight up, actually.
All right, Tom Mazaway, thank you. Thank you to everybody who is watching. Over 2,000 live viewers on X. Thanks to everybody watching on Facebook as well, and obviously
the YouTubers.
Our YouTubers who have been with us since day one. Thank you so much for your support here at Woodward Sports. Heavyweights coming up at 5. If you missed anything, feel free to go back any parts of the day. Lomas Brown joined us earlier today. Big show again tomorrow. Braylon is back. That's it for us. For Tom Mazaway, KG, Pete Spivak, and intern Maria Damo. Thanks so much. We'll see you tomorrow. Woodward Sports Network.